What's up, guys? Sean here. Um, so I just got done watching Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol. So I thought I would give my thoughts on it. So let's see. Uh, you know what? Just here we go. Sorry, guys. I should next time have my stuff laid out. You know what I mean? Okay. So Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol is the fourth film in the franchise, and is directed by Pixar veteran Pixar veteran Brad Bird, and this was his first live-action movie, to be honest, which is really good for him. It stars Tom Cruise, who reprises his role as IMF agent Ethan Hunt, with Jeremy Renner, Simon Pegg, and Paula Patton as his supporting team. Ghost Protocol was written by Andre Nemec and Josh Applebaum, I think, and produced by Cruise, J.J. Abrams, and Brian Burke. It was released by Paramount on December 16, 2011, and it became the highest-grossing film in the franchise and the highest-grossing film starring Tom Cruise. So yeah, basically this movie is basically about how the Kremlin is bombed, and so the IMF is basically blamed for it. So as they say in the trailer and in the movie itself, the president has initiated Ghost Protocol. The entire IMF has been disavowed. And then, as Ethan says, IMF has been shut. The secretary is dead. The four of us are all that remains of the IMF. No safe house, no extraction, and pretty much no backup. It's basically just the four of them: Ethan Hunt, Benji Dunn, Jane Carter, and analyst William Brandt have to go alone, basically by themselves, and basically work with what gadgets they have to take out this terrorist named Kurt Hendricks, also known as Cobalt, who basically wants to cause a nuclear conflict between Russia and the U.S. in order to use the conflict to ignite a global nuclear exchange, with thus most of the world's population wiped out, and apparently a new era of peace can be ushered in. Yeah, this villain is not really all that. He's not really an interesting villain. He's kind of weak. Even the motivation's kind of weak. It's not really all that. So that's a negative. The villain's a negative, basically. But the characters, like the main characters, all do solid jobs. You know, Tom Cruise, great in this role, as always. You know, you got Jeremy Renner, who is now most famous for playing Hawkeye in the Avengers and the Marvel movies. He's great in this movie. You know, he's also funny. Him and his scenes with Simon Pegg as Benji, they're hilarious in my opinion. And then you got Jane Carter, who is played by Paula Patton, and damn, is she hot in this movie. Yes, I will say that. Because I'm a guy, I'm willing to say that. So sue me. But yeah, she has this kind of... One reason why she's on the mission is because it has to do with this assassin who killed, I guess, supposedly her boyfriend, named Agent Hanaway, I guess. I don't know the actor's name who played him. But apparently, that's one reason why she's on the mission, because she wants to kill this assassin, you know, for revenge, etc., etc. Which is fine. And the funny thing, I didn't know this the first time I ever watched this movie, that the person who plays the assassin is actually Léa Seydoux from Spectre. I did not know that until watching Spectre. I was like, oh, that's the chick from Ghost Protocol. I never knew who she was at first. You know, that was funny. So yeah, that was hilarious. So yeah, like I said, Brad Bird is the first time live action director on this. He's done movies like Iron Giant, Incredibles, Ratatouille. You know, he's really affiliated with Pixar, and then he's now gone on to do like Tomorrowland, and apparently he's working on Incredibles 2. Thank God. But yeah, I just thought this movie was a lot of fun, and basically, being they're on their own, like I said, they don't have any backup or extraction, no affiliation with the IMF anymore, basically. So basically, the plot of this movie is basically them trying to essentially clear their name, bring down this nuclear terrorist guy, and prevent a nuclear warhead from destroying the U.S. or wiping out everybody in the world, and also so they can clear their names and in the organization and basically reinstate the IMF pretty much. So, and they do kind of give cameos to Luther, played by Ving Rhames. And yeah, if I were to have another negative with this movie, I kind of wish Ving Rhames was actually in this movie more than just a cameo, being that in the other 4 movies that he's in, he actually has a larger role. Now, I don't know if it was they couldn't get Ving Rhames for a long amount of if it was because they only could get him for a certain number of days. Maybe he was working on another movie and they could only get him for a certain number of days to film the cameo or what. But I kind of wish Ving Rhames was in this movie more. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's cool. He made up with it for being in the 5th one. But I don't know why Paula Patton wasn't in the 5th movie. Maybe it was supposed to be, I think it was because of scheduling conflict. Because apparently her and Maggie Q from Mission Impossible 3 were supposed to return in Rogue Nation, but apparently they had scheduling conflicts. Both ladies had scheduling conflicts, so the characters were written out of the script, which is, you know, it's fine. It's Hollywood. But yeah, I wish Ving Rhames was in this more, you know. But he makes up with the Rogue Nation, and then they also have Michelle Monaghan from the last movie, which is the 3rd film, kind of make a cameo at the very end as Ethan's wife, because apparently in the beginning of the movie, Ethan is in a Russian prison, and the story behind that is being due to the events of the 3rd movie, Ethan and her and the IMF faked her death so that. And then Ethan went on to kill 6 Syrian terrorist people as a quote-unquote cover-up to get thrown in prison, and because IMF believed that the villain Hendrix had people in this Russian prison, so Ethan was supposed to go there, get any information he could, and he needed a cover for that. And that cover just happened to be to fake his wife's death and kill these 6 Sumerian terrorist people, and then just to get into prison. And he said he would only do the mission if his wife would remain dead, so that no other IMF person would know about it, which is cool. But sad thing is I don't think they have really much contact between each other, and that's something because of that. But yeah, I really liked the cameos from Ving Rhames and Michelle Monaghan. Great cameos. Wish Ving Rhames was in it more. The villain was terrible, and I'm just giving my overall thoughts. Really terrible villain. I think it's quite a step down from Philip Seymour Hoffman from the 3rd movie, which I still have to watch that sometime. And may Philip Seymour Hoffman rest in peace. Yeah, I really enjoyed seeing Ving Rhames and Michelle Monaghan villain crap. The main characters, they all work together very well. The sad thing is, a lot of their gadgets don't work, which is it's like in Skyfall, where Bond wasn't the traditional Bond that we know. It's kind of the same here. The gadgets don't work, so it's not the traditional IMF that we've seen in the past 3 movies, or in Rogue Nation, or in the old TV show that apparently these movies are based off of, which I've never seen. But yeah, this was my favorite movie in the series. This and Rogue Nation are my 2 favorite movies in the franchise. So it's a lot of fun. If you guys haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend this and Rogue Nation. So I guess that's it, and I'll catch you guys later.